Hey, what's up, BookTube? My name is Beth. Welcome back to my channel. I want to apologize for any croakiness in my voice that you may hear. I have been sick for the past week, but I cannot put this video off any longer. It is late enough as it is. This is my December wrap-up and my January TBR, so let's get right into it. The first book I read was The Next Together by Lauren James. I've actually talked about Train. Sorry about that. I've talked about this book a couple times on my channel. In fact, I have a full review. If you want to see that, I will link it down below. This is about Catherine and Matthew. They are born and they live their lives for a little while. Then they meet each other and they fall in love. And then they do something that saves the world and then they die. And this happens over and over. They keep being reincarnated and the same process continues. And we don't really know why this is happening, and this was a 5-star book in my opinion up until the very end when I got the most confusing ending ever. And yeah, it was not satisfying as to what I needed. There is a book that comes after that, after this book here, which I hope will satisfy that, give me that closure that I need from this story. So yes. The next book I read was Dumplin by Julie Murphy. Sorry there. This book is about Willow Dean Dixon, who is a plus-size young adult, and she falls in love with a guy named Beau. Before her relationship with Beau, she is very confident, but after being in a relationship with Beau, she finds that she has body insecurities, and she also joins a pageant, which she had previously thought of as a skinny girl only type of event, and then she joins it because she figures, why the hell not? I belong here just as much as anyone else does. It's a very good story, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. This book is about Jacob, and it spans back and forth between him being 93 and in the nursing home and being in his early 20s and working on the, not just on the train, but working on a circus as a veterinarian. What happens is he is in school to be a veterinarian, but there's a tragedy in his family, and in his grief he jumps a train just to get out of his surroundings, and it ends up being a circus train, and he joins the circus basically, and it is a romance, and there's murder, and it's thrilling, and all these other wonderful descriptive words I could say, but it also went a little slow for me. I believe I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was a 3-star book for a while, but I think it landed at a 4. Next, we have the first 3 books in the Anne of Green Gables series by Lucy Maud Montgomery. I believe that's her name, L.M. Montgomery. And I'm just going to hold up the first one here. The second one is Anne of Avonlea. The third one is Anne of the Island. And the first one is of course, Anne of Green Gables. And these stories, or this long continuous story, is about Anne. She is an orphan, and she is adopted by Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert, who are an elderly brother and sister, and originally they want to adopt a boy to help with the farm work, but they adopt Anne because there is a mix-up at the orphanage, and they bring her home and they love her. And Anne is such an endearing character. The entire series is, well, from what I've read so far, and I'm sure the rest of the series follows suit, is so cute and sweet and endearing and fun to listen to on audiobook or to read in normal book format, and I would definitely recommend it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Anne is a great character. She's a very glass half full type of person, and I admire that in her. The next book I don't actually have to show you because I listened to it, but is Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Neven. It is about a guy and a girl who do end up falling in love, but he has face blindness, meaning that he cannot recognize the faces of people no matter how many times he sees them, even of people that he knows and that he loves. So he tries to gauge his world based off of non-facial characteristics such as hair and mannerisms, and she was America's fattest teen at over 600 pounds at age 13, and she had to be cut out of her house to save her life. And at the point of the book we are right now, I believe she's 16 years old, and she's shaved off 30 pounds 30 pounds. No, she shaved off 300 pounds and she's now still obese, but probably around 300 pounds. They don't give her actual like weight now, but and these two characters meet in a way that is kind of embarrassing. I'm not going to say how, but because I don't want to give it away, but then they do eventually fall in love and have this relationship and this sort of dynamic between each other. There were reviews saying that Niven made them no more than their illnesses, and they weren't really full fleshed out characters and they didn't have chemistry and all this. I enjoyed the book personally, and I thought that they had chemistry enough for me anyway. So I gave that book, I believe it was either a 4 or a 5 out of 5 stars. Finally, on Christmas Day, I listened to A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Pretty much everyone knows this story. It is about Ebenezer Scrooge, and he is visited by 3 ghosts: the ghosts of Christmas past, ghosts of Christmas present, and the ghosts of Christmas future. And they come to show him images of his life in the past, present, and the future to kind of help him to change his life around before it is too late. And it is a wonderful, endearing, I know I've been using the word endearing a lot, but it's a wonderful story and I highly recommend it. Those are the books that I read / listened to in December. And as for my January TBR, we have Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. My TBR is basically a what I'm actually reading right now sort of TBR, and I'm in the middle of reading this. And I'm also listening to The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern on audiobook. And that book is so interesting. I have actually gotten bored a couple times, but then I'm sucked back into the magic of the book, and it is written so beautifully. Like, Erin Morgenstern can write some prose. Like, she is really good. I believe it's a she, right? Anyway, so that's where I am with that, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do a review of it or not. As for this, I wish I had read this when I was 13 to 15, because I feel like I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Because when I was like 13, 14, 15 years old, whatever, Rochelle Mead's Vampire Academy series was my jam, okay? I devoured those books, and I think that I would enjoy these books a lot more if I were at that same age. But time has moved on. I'm 20 years old now. I've read a lot better literature, but I'm still going on with it. It's not the worst I've ever read, but I definitely wish I was able to enjoy this when I was younger. And then I'm also listening to, actually I'm not listening to it, I'm reading it on ebook, which is very unusual for me, but it's The Upside of Unrequited, which I can't remember the name of the author, unfortunately. But those are my books on my TBR. It's not a full TBR, it's just what I'm working on right now. I don't make TBRs. I did make a TBR video, and I've made a couple TBR videos actually, and they just go up in flames because I never follow them, and what's the point, right? So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. My name is Beth. If you're new here, please subscribe, and if you liked the video, please give me a like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.